welcome to the introductory video for March's Bean's Big Book Bash pick. My name is Jenna. I host Bean's Big Book Bash. In January, we read The Count of Monte Cristo. In February, we read War and Peace. And in March, we will be reading Forever Amber. This is a romance novel. It is a bodice ripper. It is a formerly banned book. It is just under 1,000 pages long. It either influenced or was influenced by Gone with the Wind. I don't know the order there. And some of the books that are suggested to read if you enjoy this are Gone with the Wind, Moll Flanders, A Journal of the Plague Year, and The Weaker Vessel by Antonia Fraser. So Moll Flanders and A Journal of the Plague Year are by Daniel Defoe, and Gone with the Wind, of course, is by Margaret Mitchell. A Weekend of the Plague Year is A Weekend of the Plague Year. Whoops. A journal, or My Journal of the Plague Year, is recommended because this book takes place during the plague, the Black Plague. And so that features heavily in here, and that is when Daniel Defoe's Journal of the Plague Year takes place. Moll Flanders, Gone with the Wind, The Weaker Vessel, these are all books. The Weaker Vessel is a non-fiction book, and it is about women in the Renaissance period, which is when this takes place. And Moll Flanders and Gone with the Wind are two novels about strong women. They're both romances. And I believe they're both somehow influential or influenced by this book. I really should look up whether or not Gone with the Wind or Forever Amber came first. I'm genuinely not sure. I know that this was published in 1944. When was Gone with the Wind published? I don't know, but one influenced the other. Moll Flanders, of course, was written in the 1700s, 1800s by Daniel Defoe. And so, of course, it would have influenced Forever Amber. This is a book, like I said, which was previously banned and has more recently been threatened to be banned, which always makes me want to read a book, to be quite honest. Among the resources that I have prepared for you that you can find linked down below in the link tree are books, are articles about book banning in general, but also articles specifically about the banning of this book. And then there are also articles about Kathleen Winsor, she's the author, her life. So I believe this was her debut novel. She was a divorcee, which was shocking back then, the 1940s. It was uncommon or less common. And she pushes the boundaries of society in some way. I haven't read the information yet. I want to read the book first and then read about the author, but I know the author's life somehow mirrors in some way Forever Amber. And then I have articles about life in the 1940s, so that you can have the context of the role of women in the 1940s, which is when this book is published and read, consumed, and shocks people. And then I have a bunch of articles about the Restoration context, so the Restoration period, specifically women during the Restoration period. Then I also, because this is considered to be a bodice ripper romance, I have articles about what that means. What is a bodice ripper? How not all romance novels are bodice rippers, and how this fits in to the grand scheme of bodice ripping as well as romance in general. So I haven't read any of these things myself, other than I've read one article which kind of guided me towards what kinds of topics I thought would be helpful for us to get background information about for the understanding of the book. I know next to nothing about this book, which is really exciting to me because I really did know quite a lot going into both of the previous Bean's Big Book Bash books. I can't believe I just said that without stumbling. That was a tongue twister, and I did that very well. I feel proud of myself. Okay, Anyway, I already knew quite a lot going into the other two books, and this one I know next to nothing, almost nothing at all. All my preconceived ideas about it could be entirely false. I don't know. But I've pulled together things based on one short article that I read about it in the hope that those are the things that are going to help us gain context and know more by the end of the book. I also have some questions, but I only have 5 questions for you because A, I don't know enough about the story to know what kinds of questions might be helpful before reading the book, and B, there's not a lot of questions pre-made online out there about this particular book. I like that. That's making me very happy. I'm thrilled about that. It is also, at under 1,000 pages, the shortest one we've had thus far. And I'm really excited about that too. So, I hope that somebody is going to join me for reading this one. If you want to participate in the prompts, those will be over on Bookstagram. Each week I put up a different prompt asking for some sort of visual or verbal response. I would love to have you join me. I'd love to have you read this with me. I would love to have you discover it with me. But I'd also love to know, if you have read it, did you like it? I know sometimes you're told specifically by booktubers, please don't tell me you didn't like a book. And sometimes I feel that way too. But for these Beans Big Book Bash books, I'm going to read it. No matter what, I'm going to read it. So if you didn't like it, let me know. Tell me why. This book is such an unknown entity to me that I have preconceived ideas about romances, about the Restoration, and about the 1940s. But I don't have any knowledge of this book. I believe the main character's name is Amber, but I actually could be wrong about that too. So let's discover this one together. Super excited about it. Let me know if you're going to read with me. Let me know if you read it and you liked it. Let me know if you read it and you hated it. Talk to me. And let's read another Beans Big Book Bash book together. I did it again. I'm so good at saying that tongue twister. I'm getting better. I was tripping over it for 2 months. I was tripping over it. Now it just flows. Happy reading.